Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Are we live? Actually, I do need to find out. So, crud. Hopefully this is working. If it is, I want to say, first off, that hello. Man, it has been a incredible time here since last time I got on YouTube. It was man, I can't find anything. I'm horrible, guys. I'm sorry. So there's been an election, and since the election, there has been a dispute about the election. See, right before the election, I caught my deck on fire. So that sucked. Big time. And man, I think I'm being blocked by YouTube. I've been blocked before, so it wouldn't surprise me. Let's see here. Man, I wish I had all this stuff figured out before I started doing it. Anyway, what I would like to do tonight is go over the lawsuit filed against state of Pennsylvania and make it so it's not boring, if that's possible. And I think I can. I think it'll be awesome. Let's just see if I can get in here to where I need to be. No, I'm not there. That is not good. Yeah, okay. Cool. You know, technology's great, and then right when you get everything down, there's an update. And when you do an update, it always sucks. Oh man, that's not what I wanted. Oh, cool. It may actually be working. That'd be awesome. Oh, cool. It is awesome. Anyway, um, so yeah, updates I hate. Uh, Everything else I hate. But I love. I don't know what I love, but I love it. All right, so let's see here. I need to switch over here to. It's funny. I don't like Chrome. I don't like most things from the G company. Obviously, I like YouTube, but every time I try to do StreamYards, it says this has to be done on Chrome, and now it looks like it's saying that I can do Microsoft Edge's browser, which is a Chrome browser, which is I liked it better before it was Chrome. I really thought Edge was an awesome browser. I wish I could get Safari. I gosh man, I'd love to be able to go back to Apple, but we'll see how it works out. All right, I'm gonna hit highlighter first. So I've not read this. I know it came out Monday. This is the Pennsylvania lawsuit, and it is I don't know. Evidently, people who have seen it or who have gone over it have said that it's not as bad as they thought. Meaning, they thought that Trump had no chance. Let's just back everything up. Regardless of party, this has got to be figured out, okay? We got to act like adults and just show your hands. I mean, everything that's out there, let's just get it all out. And I would rather lose and fix the system than win and do it by some cheating thing. I mean, we're talking about someone who's going to be in control of nuclear weapons, right? I mean, that was all you heard in 2016. Was, oh, Trump's not trustworthy with nuclear weapons. And I'm like, yeah, and Hillary is. So anyway, Joe Biden has to. He is the American people's voice when it comes to what would happen if there was another 9/11, if there was a Pearl Harbor, um, if the time came to where we had to invoke our nuclear arsenal. Um, that's something else. So anyway, if there's no shenanigans, then let's put them out on the table. And the way you do that is it's going to have to go to the court because what you're doing, the Constitution has the election process written out. Okay, I should have gone over that first, but anyway, this is just part of the process. It's not. It's necessary evil. Unfortunately, it's necessary evil because look at politicians. They are for most uh, they mostly suck. So anyway, oh look, Americans deserve fair elections. I just said that, and I did not read that beforehand. Um, yes, of course, no illegal votes should be counted. All right, so here's what we do. This right here is the this is how you file an action. Oh, by the way, so I am not a practicing attorney. I'm not licensed to be practicing for any of this stuff. All right. I do have a law degree, and I've got 10 years experience in government law. I mean, that's just the basics of it. It's not this type of law, all right? But I do have a good understanding of the system. I understand how it works. I understand the ins and outs. There's a lot of big words that I have to look up to pronounce correctly because I'm a redneck from Tennessee. And other than that, I consider myself completely qualified to go over this with anybody. I not give anybody anything to rely upon. There's no legal reliance on anything I say. Just so this is just a exercise in it might be futility, but an exercise of the mind. All right. So anyway, this first here, this is the court files in. I gotta draw. What color do I have picked out? Ooh, what color do y'all like? I do like blue. Oh wait, hold on. Guess I should be doing red, huh? Actually, red is a really cool pen color to write with. It throws people off. All right, so this is filed in U.S. District Court for the middle section of Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania probably has 3 districts. It's gosh, I don't know how like California or something like that. But anyway, what it is say, okay, like right here, let me do this real quick because I'm familiar with Tennessee. So this is what Tennessee looks like. All right. And yeah, that's close enough. We have an east, a middle, and a west. Okay. Boy, that's an awful E. Boy, that's awful. Let's do a little E. So that's what we have for our district courts. Now, like our eastern, it's drawn. It's more like I'm trying to think. It's like this more. Like this is Chattanooga. Down here's Atlanta. This is Georgia. They try to steal our water all the time. And then West and middle, pretty much, they're pretty much like this. They're normal places. We have mountains and stuff as you get up this way. And so, anyway, it's all messed up. But anyway, like I said, this is Chattanooga. This would be Mountain City. And I bet you it's at least 5 hour drive between here to there. And I do that by time instead of by miles because Mountain City is a 2-lane road like this to get to it. All right. So anyway, you're doing a lot of 35, 25 miles an hour. So Pennsylvania probably has a middle. Well, we know they have a middle. They probably have an east and a west as well. Anyway, and all this is saying is who. This is your complaint. This is who is suing. And these are the people being sued. Okay, so this is, he's suing these people. All right, and the reason why you have so many people here is because, like, Kathy Bachvar may say, I'm not part of this, maybe put up a good defense on why she shouldn't be sued. So the court will throw her out and say, like, the Chester County Board of Elections, they may have a good reason why they shouldn't be sued. So the court will throw them out. But then if you're just suing one of these people, like the Secretary of the State here, all right, who is Kathy Bachvar, if you're just suing her and you got thrown out, then your whole case is dismissed. So you always have a lot of these people here. So that way you can continue to look for relief. All right. Injunctive relief is to stop the count. And I think, did they stop it tonight? So this may be old. Like I said, I just want to see what their main argument is. So we can kind of get an idea of where everything's going. And what you're going to see is, with the legal complaint, you're going to see no more BS, all right? They're not going to have a bunch of crap in here. I don't know if anybody's over here. They won't have a lot of crap. It's not like the media, okay? The media can't even read this stuff. They're not capable. And that's sad. I said that. Oh, well, it's true. Let's see here. Where am I going with this now? Let's see, Alright, sorry. I'm just messing around. Alright. And also, I've read, going through law school, you read so many cases that you get to the point where you don't read. You just look for the big words, so to speak. At least I did. I'm the only person I've ever met that graduated from law school without buying a book. So, take it for what it is. Either I'm stupid or, I don't know, less stupid. Nothing less than the integrity of the 2024 presidential election. So see, what they're doing here is, all this is just hyperbole. This is just, this is the great election, and we got to make it look so good. See here, the defendants are the very officials charged with ensuring the integrity of Pennsylvania. Everybody there. And they are so mismanaged that no one can have any faith that their most sacred and basic rights under the United States Constitution are being protected. They're going to burn down your house. The Secretary of State's going to come in and burn down your house. She's going to poop in your kitchen. And it's going to be awful. While the bedrock of American elections has been conspiracy, almost every critical aspect of Pennsylvania's general election almost. See, that's not being a definite. Every critical aspect of Pennsylvania was effectively shrouded in secrecy. The shadows got them. All right. and it's kind of like numbered in paragraphs. Look at these two counties. Allegheny and Philadelphia counties alone received and processed. Now, this is where you start getting serious, okay? There's 700,000 absentee ballots. It says here without review by the political parties. Okay, now that's important because I've heard that the political parties, I want to draw, the political parties in Pennsylvania, okay, have to have access. So when something comes in, they have to come in and they have to be able to see everything, all right? How it's counted, whose votes came in, all that stuff. Let's see here. Oh, let's see, look. Did anybody know this? Did you ever see Pennsylvania's brand new voting system? And the process, now see, the process was hidden during every aspect of the votes and direct contravention of the election code. That's really bad, y'all. This, to have this many, and it's in direct contravention of the election code. Wow. So that's big time bad. The state legislature writes the laws for the elections, right? These things are... It's so amazing to me how the election, like your local election things, I've worked with the election commissions. Like I've done every aspect of voting, from counting the absentee ballots, the early votes. I'm the guy sitting there, reading, looking for the hanging chad, so to speak. The machines, all the stuff. I have done every aspect of it. It's an amazing process. It's absolutely amazing, and it's very fragile. And you feel a great sense of overwhelming responsibility. You have a responsibility to everybody you see to do it right. And my precinct was 100% legit. When I was the president of the precinct once. Anyway, so when you see a number this big, I mean, just imagine how many envelopes that is. 682,000. Just in like Tennessee, that's like the entire population of the city of Nashville, the entire population of the city of Memphis. It would be like Knoxville and Chattanooga, their metro areas combined. I mean, this is a lot of people. And they're just dumping their votes out on a table. And I'll tell you, here's what's funny about it. So, like in Tennessee, our election commission, we have a committee. And the committee is 5 people. 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats, because Republicans control the legislature. Oh, excuse me for yawning. So, Republicans control the legislature. So, the commissioners go out there and they get people to come in and work the elections, and you get paid a nominal amount. I think it's like $90 a day, maybe. And you're working, it's a 12-hour day. So, you get a lot of retired people, and so I can't believe is how many, especially like in the area of Tennessee I'm in, it's probably 70% Republican, and the elections I bet make up is, gosh, probably 70% Democrat. I mean, you want a equal representation. But it's just amazing that you never seem to have Republicans that want to do the job. It's like a jury duty. Republicans never want to do it. So, let's see here. Conducted the canvassing, tabulations, blah, blah, blah. See, here's another one you're gonna look at: advantaging voters. So what this can go back to your uh, Gore v. Bush stuff on uh, one vote. Like, how much does a vote count for? And we're going to just go ahead and go on down here to the actual meat and potatoes here. I mean, this is just all fluff. This is the overall case. These are the, like, say, here's Bush v. Gore. Let's see what part they're talking about. And once granted the right, let's see here, the right to vote. Here we go. So they are, oh, wait, wrong one. Sorry. I got on the wrong one here. All right, let's go down here, see if I can find that. I'm working on I've got the same PDF pulled up twice. I apologize. Yeah, it wasn't there. Did I pass that? Mm. All right, here we go. All right, well, something like Bush v. Gore. It's all about every vote counts. One person, one vote. That whole thing. So this is where they're going to that. The right to vote is protected in more than the initial allocation of the franchise. Equal protection. Now, this is the big part. Equal protection applies as well to the manner of its exercise. So, equal protection is not just that you and I both get to go use the bathroom. Okay? What they're saying there is that equal protection is also that you and I both get to use the bathroom, but you don't get to go and sit down in a special location, and I don't get that same opportunity. So that would be the manner of the exercise, is that we both have the same right to stand in the same line and have the same amenities given to us, or not given to us, but they're allocated just as the end thing that we want, which is to go use the toilet. Having once granted the right to vote on equal terms, the state may not, by later arbitrary and desperate treatment, value one person's vote over the granted the right to vote. Now, see, this is something that picks up with me. I remember reading this before for something separate, and it bothers me. And I think this might be looked at again, because it's saying, it's not saying granted right to vote for, like, how women were given the right to vote and stuff like that. It's I forget how it is. It was something. It was just a term that bothered me. It has nothing to do with this case, and that's me getting sidetracked, and I apologize. Let's see here. A state may not, by later arbitrary and disparate treatment, value one person's vote over that of another. Now, this is what they're suing on. Okay, so already by being able to mail in a vote, I feel like that vote means more. Now, like, your mail-in votes on a normal election, when I did them, they were at the end. They were at the end of the night. Everybody else got counted, and the reason why was because there were so few mail-in votes that unless the election was really close, you didn't have to have them to determine a winner. Crazy, huh? That's the way I think I remember it. Now, let's see here. Everybody has rights. Full, free, and accurate elections. Now, this is another good sentence. You have the right to a full, free, and accurate election built upon transparency and verifiability. Verifiability may be the word to write down. That's the word that should be eaten up on Twitter right now. He is not Joe Biden right now. There's no verifiability to Joe Biden being president-elect besides what the AP has said. They observed and reported numerous instances of election workers. Okay, so now, see, we're getting into what you hear all the time. See, the right to vote includes not just the right to cast a ballot, but also the right to have fairly. Oh, no, I like this. I like the wording here. It's just a repeat of everything we've gone over, but the right to vote includes not just the right to cast the ballot, but also the right to have it fairly counted if it is legally cast. I like this next line. The right to vote is infringed if a vote is canceled or diluted by a fraudulent or illegal vote. Oh, including without limitation when a single person votes multiple times. Every vote must be protected from the diluting effect of... Oh, there you go. Look at this. Gravy Sanders, 1963. Every vote must be protected from the diluting effect of illegal ballots. I just want to get on Twitter and just start tweeting this stuff like crazy. I mean, this is awesome. There's no question about the legitimacy or importance of the state's interest in counting the votes of eligible voters. Blah, blah, blah. The right of suffrage can be denied by debasement, dilution. This is really good. This is a lot of words that the media doesn't understand. So I like this too. This would be a good one. This is good. Good. Alright. We gotta get down here. Let's get through this. Alright, let's look to see what relief they're asking for. Wow, man. They really did a big... I mean... This is pretty impressive. This is what a $500 an hour attorney looks like. Not some schmo like me. See here, the court of subject matter jurisdiction. Okay, jurisdiction of Virginia. So what this is, what I said earlier, why they're in the middle section. So we're just going to skip all that. Let's say parties. These are the people that are suing. Talked about that earlier. Okay, now this is the facts. So like I said, the top there was like, laying out the argument. These are the actual facts. These should be things of law, all right? So your free, fair, and transparent public elections are crucial to democracy, a government of the people, by the people, for the people. That's a fact. You say, well, elections involving federal candidates, the state's regulatory authority springs directly from the United States Constitution. Okay, that's another fact. So, and what they're setting up here is, this is setting up that it is a constitutional question. And see, that's another thing, is to get into federal court, it has to be a federal law, it has to be a dispute between two parties across state lines, and a amount over $75,000. There's rules to oh gosh, I can't think of the words right now. For the federal courts to have jurisdiction. And courts always have federal jurisdiction when it's two states suing each other, or if it's a constitutional issue, like how this is. The Elections Clause of the United States Constitution states, this is the part I said also I should have gone over. This is the Elections Clause. And now remember when it says Election Clause, when you're reading the Constitution, it does not, it doesn't say, hey, Clause 1, Clause 2. It's not necessarily always like Section 1, Subsection 2. That's not the clause. It'll be like a clause will be like a sentence. All right. Uh, it may not be that clear to you if you're not familiar with what you're looking for, but it's there. When you find it, when you see it explained to you through court doc, through cases and stuff like that, you'll start to get an idea of what you're looking for in the Constitution. It's the Constitution. It's so beautiful. God, it's so beautiful, y'all. It's I mean, I'm sorry. I'm one of those people that I believe it had God's hand was involved in the writing of the Constitution. There's not. It's never let me down. I'm like Clay Travis on the First Amendment, but it's very difficult to understand. And that's the key thing. There's not being a constitutional attorney does not pay a lot of money. So the people that should be arguing and fighting constitutional law aren't. They're overwriting contracts for oil companies because they got deep pockets. That's okay. Let's go back to the election clause. The times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed. Remember the word shall, by each state, by the legislature thereof. Gosh, I hate that 17th Amendment. Anyway, okay, actually, this kind of shows everything right here. What I was talking about earlier about how you find a clause. So, the way this is, you look at the United States Constitution, and it's in Article 1, subsection 4. And then, so subsection 4 may have a bunch of clauses to it. You don't realize you're reading the election clause until you get to it. And then you'll be like, oh, clause 1. So you know that's going to start at the beginning of it. Sorry, I know there's a lot of people that know a lot more about this than I do. I know I'm not a person to listen to. I just want to have fun doing this. So with that way, we can all sleep a little bit better tonight and get over, I don't know, get over the getting over, right? Okay, what is, oh, whoops. Sorry. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so all these are the cases, and we're just going back to the facts and stuff here. Nor can the authority be ignored. Alright, section 2. Actual observation. So, you've got the first one. Let's see, what was it? So, this is the that's the allegations. That's the first allegation is about the constitutional issue. Second one is actual observation by watchers and representatives ensure free and fair public elections. So they're saying, hey, we all agree people should observe this. Okay? Like, yeah, you have to have rules in place because you can't have 100,000 people observing the counting of elections. Okay? But I want my guy in there that I trust to count my vote, to count the votes. You want your guy in there that you trust to count the votes. So we're going to each send our guy in there, and then there's going to be somebody that the government trusts that does the actual counting. Piece of cake, easy peasy, right? I mean, we all agree with that. All right, so they're saying is Pennsylvania Code on the Commonwealth ultimate responsibility conduct organization of elections statutory theme. The United States Supreme Court has noted. Sunlight. Let's see. I love things like this. I love sunshine laws and stuff. Sunlight, as so often been observed, is the most powerful of all disinfectants. New York Times v. Sullivan. I told a guy that once, and it wasn't about sunlight though. I said elections are a powerful disinfectant. And it's true. It's after an election happens, it's amazing how the slate gets cleaned. That's funny. Sorry, I just had a moment. I don't know why I just did all this, so we're going to erase that. All right. Oh, excuse me, yawn again. Man, Pennsylvania's had an election code. It's had watchers. Let's see here. Now, this is interesting because I don't know nothing about Pennsylvania. Okay? Remember, you go to law school, it's best to go to a law school in the state you plan on practicing law. Unless you're an elitist and you can get into Harvard, Yale, I don't know, Princeton. I always mess those up. I always say Harvard, Yale, Princeton. And anyway, one of them doesn't have a law school. It might be Princeton. It might be Yale. I don't know. I know Harvard does. Anyway, so if you go to one of those, you can write your own ticket because you've had to, like, I don't know, do some like sexual ceremony in the closet to get your degree or something. You like that? You're smarter than me. See, as long as Pennsylvania has had an election code, so this is from the beginning of the first election law. See, it's had watchers. And 1937 Pennsylvania General Assembly included the concept of watchers and the newly enacted Pennsylvania Election Code. Awesome. That's where a scheme addressing the administration of elections in the Commonwealth. So we're talking about 80 years, 83 years they've had this. So this is not something new. This is well settled. This would, at this point, would become common law if it wasn't statutory already. Let's see, under the election code, poll watchers perform a dual function on election day. Alright, so they have a dual function. On one hand, they're designated. Oh, see, there's that big payday. Paid by. Oh, no, these are poll watchers are designated. So these are people that work for the party. Their job is to guard the interests of their candidates. Nobody even does this anymore. And that's what's so amazing to me. Of course, this is Tennessee. Nobody does this. On the other hand, because the exercise of their authority promotes a free and fair election, poll watchers serve to guard the integrity of the vote, protecting the purity of the electoral process is their responsibility. Excuse me, yawn number 3. Their role in providing and protecting involves them in public activity, regardless of their private political motives. Let's see. Yeah, so this is like, your school teacher might be a Republican and you're a Democrat. They can't fail you because of that. One watcher within each political party is. Alright, so this is like, I said, like 100,000 people can't be poll watchers. It's only one watcher representing each one can be present. Let's see here. Once the polls close, now here's the big one. All right, here we go. While the ballots are being counted, then all watchers for candidates and political parties or bodies are permitted to be in the polling place outside the enclosed space. I don't know what the enclosed space is. Let's see here. I'm not going to go back and find it either. It's not worth it. All I know is that saying that people can be there. And remember, they put up like boards to block the walls and stuff. Man, I'm on page 18. This is 98 pages? Importance of watchers. Alright, that's the importance of watchers. So, ballot count and tabulation. The standards set out as the general principle of the following. Let's see, what is this? The source for the standards includes numerous internet. Oh, okay. This is an explanatory time, I think. Alright, so your elections. This is probably. Okay, so in government, in all like the different fields and stuff, on the law side of things, you have these minds, these great minds that get together and they discuss theories of laws and topics and problems they foresee coming and problems that have arisen that needs to be addressed. My favorite is, and I don't even know who does it, but it's like the model penal code. Okay, that's the what has come out by the Model Penal Code Organization. I don't know. It's so weird, man. You're sitting there in law school and you ask a question like, well, you're afraid to ask any questions. You ask a question like this, and the teacher looks at you cross-eyed, and you think that you really just screwed up. I mean, the last thing you want to do in law school is have the professor know your name. And as a loudmouth like me, that didn't last long before I was well documented. Anyway, but I was on the honor council. So, the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, that would be this organization. They issued a publication in 2002 called the International Electoral Standards Guidelines for Review of the Legal Framework of Elections. Now, you don't have to, as a state legislature body, you do not have to adopt these, okay? But what you can and often do is you use them as guidance, which says guidelines there. Uh, it is essentially copying other people's work. I know, Joe Biden, right? But I had a law professor tell us one time the greatest compliment you can give an attorney is I just went blank. Is not copying. I mean, basically, is copying their work. The greatest compliment you can give another attorney is to copy their work. Um, because what you're saying is that you've written something so well that I like it and I want to use it. I recognize how good it is. That's kind of like how this is. Oh my gosh, I felt like my greatest fear is to be like, oh, who is that guy that ran for president from Texas? He's the former Texas governor. Uh, he's got the dark hair. Yeah, he was just a cool dude, I thought. And he ran for president. And he's like, I'm running 5 things. He said this in a debate. And then he got the two. He named two, and then he goes, and I can't remember the other three right now. And I mean, he lost it after that. And I thought that was like it was horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. So anyway, let's go back to this. Great! Isn't this awesome? Look at this. They have. I hate this about everything. Government or uh, law based. The international standards have an acronym. Oh, good for them. I hate acronyms. So anyway, they are relevant each component. Let's see here. So now, in this book they published, the international standards are relevant to each component necessary for the legal framework. Are you able to this is just about the book. Never mind. Blah blah blah. Sources for standard includes numerous. All right, so this is how they wrote the book. The sources include numerous international declarations, charters, and conventions, including many to which the U.S. is a signatory. That's the UN Babel. So, as it relates to ballot counting and tabulation, standards set out as a general principle the following. This would be important. Should be. A fair, honest, and transparent vote count is the cornerstone of democratic elections. This requires that votes be counted, tabulated, and consolidated in the presence of the representatives of parties and candidates and election observers, and that the entire process by which a winner is determined is fully and completely open to public scrutiny. This is a powerful statement. And I see the judges. I'm changing colors here on my pen. Try purple, right? I see the judges following this because it's just what judges do. If I were a judge and someone had put this in front of me, I would look at the other side like they were idiots. Like, that's just how I would start off with, because I would say, look, this is impressive, and we all know this is how it works. And they took some like common sense sounding words and made it sound great and wrapped it all up in a paragraph that is 2 sentences long. Think about it. 2 sentences. Man, my handwriting's horrible on a computer pen. Let's see here. Whether or not ballots are counted at the polling station or a central county location or both parties represented parties. Location. I have a problem with this where it says regardless of whether. The reason why I have a problem with that is because you're asking for the votes. So here's your votes. You're asking for them to be split up right here. Now, who follows this, right? Because you have to have. Actually, let's go. Let's do. These are links. And that is the chain of custody. Or, as they always said in my law school, the chain of evidence. And my watch tells me it's time to stand up. Hush. I ain't listening to no watch. So you're the legal framework for elections, blah, blah. Okay, so all this is why they should be right. And it should be taken serious, all right? Cases, I mean, golly, I couldn't imagine. Let me tell y'all, like, these cases they found, holy hell, this fast? This is work, man. This is 24-hour day work with clear minds, and I don't know how these people did this. I mean, this is just... And are these supposed to be the attorneys that the media say that Trump's crazy? Because you don't come up with Husted v. A. Philip Randolph Institute. I mean, you just don't come up with this stuff. Crucial as it pertains. Is there another part here? I mean, I'm lost where we are right now. Oh, good. Here we go. Pennsylvania enacts all voter mail-in voting. All right, now this is something I know nothing about, so it should be interesting. The Pennsylvania General Assembly may enact laws governing the conduct of elections. We already did that at the beginning. No, remember this part, okay? Remember this always. May contravene the United States Constitution. Contravene is a good word. Prior to the year 57, the Pennsylvania Constitution permitted absentee voting only by individuals engaged in actual military service. And by bedridden or hospitalized veterans. So only veterans could. 57, the Constitution was further amendment to permit absentee ballots for those qualified electors who may, on the occurrence of an election, be absent from the municipality of their residence because of their duties, occupation, or business require them to be elsewhere. So 1957, you're starting to see transportation. See? You can see how the U.S. is changing. So because of election day duties in the case of a county employee. See here. Alright, so they changed the Constitution. I mean, how do you go back and find the whole history of the Constitution of Pennsylvania like this? I mean, this is a remarkable amount of research. This is some of the most remarkable research I've ever seen. Holy cow. And this was turned in Monday. Tuesday, so you start on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days maybe at the most. 5 days of work. I mean, I would tell you 5 weeks. This would be hard to get in to a lot of firms. Wow. And you gotta realize when I say a lot of firms, I'm talking about like the firm I worked at. There's just a couple of us and then a couple of secretaries, and that was it. Uh, and we were the legal counsel for the entire county. Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, we did things. We did a lot of answers by phone calls. Yeah, it's just a small town law, which is neat. It's really neat. Then it's small town law. You rely on the people more than anything. That's what's really neat about it. Let's see, other than the signature requirement, there's no other proof of identification required to be submitted with ballot applications. Oh, that's cool. Um, let's see here. I mean, these cases, I just don't know how they came up with them. Also, both absentee and mail-in voting, Act 77 retains the requirement that an elector must comply with the following additional mandatory, this is going to be important, mandatory requirement for such ballot to be properly cast. Alright, let's see here. Let's see where, on the absentee ballot part of the novella on elections, Act 77, and so they say, the non-disabled elector shall in secret proceed to mark the ballot only in black lead pencil, indelible pencil, or blue black ink in fountain pen or ballpoint pen, and then fold the ballot and close and securely seal the same in the envelope in which is printed, stamped, or endorsed official election ballot. This envelope shall then be placed in the second one, which is printed, the form of the declaration of the elector and the address of the elector's county board of election and the local election district of the elector. The elector shall then fill out, date, and sign the declaration printed on such envelope. That is awesome because I was wondering why we always I remember writing on envelopes, but I couldn't remember why. And now I see, man, I'm only halfway. Holy moly, man, this is unbelievable. The election code bars the county of an absentee or mail-in ballot. Now this is. Oh, okay. So this says, wait, it bars was prior to the enactment, and it still is good law or good code. Let's see the election code bars the county of absentee or mail-in ballot that either lacks an official election ballot or contains on envelope any text, mark, or symbol which reveals the identity of the elector and the elector's political affiliation or the elector's candidate preference, or fails to maintain a completed declaration that is signed and dated by the elector. So your declaration, what you're doing is you're saying that under penalty of perjury, that is you that voted and nobody else but you, and you weren't under stress or duress or anything else when you made that vote. Election code has a minute. Oops, sorry. My code. Man, I need to go downstairs to get another Dr. Pepper. This is. Let's see what happens. I do this. Hang on. I'm playing around with my computer stuff. I don't know why. I need to stop. But still. We're going to go back over here. No, it's not it. Wrong one. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go on down. There's gotta be, man, we gotta be done with 80 paragraphs here. Wow. This is a good point. Remember, and this is common sense. Everybody knows this. If you got a mail-in ballot, you shall not. Remember, shall. Big word, shall. I one time billed out 45 minutes for defining the word may because the person was using may and shall together as they meant the same thing. I was like, no, they don't. I think they're using the word may as a blanket word. You just covered them for everything. So you shall not be eligible to vote at a polling place on election day. The district register at each polling place shall clearly identify electors who receive. Okay, so to clearly identify electors. So your name will be printed. I think this is how it is. Like your name is printed out, and they may not have your ballot yet. So what happens is you go to the polls and you vote. And then if your absentee ballot comes in, they'll throw away the absentee ballot. How's that? Let's see here. And you know what? So much of this is because you have people that, I mean, you can't criminalize everybody. If you criminalize everybody who screwed up, okay, that was really weird. Something just made a noise. It sounded like plastic. Like it sounded like my TV being pulled across the desk. I don't think anything's moved in this room. But that's the second time I've heard that. Not today, but different times. That was weird. Let's just fast forward here. Let's get down to the bottom. Let's look for the relief. Holy cow, I need out of this room. I don't care about this. 42, come on, man. How many more stuff is there? Boy, Donald Trump is thorough. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was just the first count. So the second one, 14th Amendment, equal protection. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. This is all true. Defendants have a duty to treat voting citizens each county the same manner citizens in other counties in Pennsylvania. Um, if this is true, Trump campaign equal rights to meaningful access. They will monitor the electoral process and my citizens in other Pennsylvania counties. Now, if that's true, that's a big one. You know, you can't. I know if you're out west, maybe have a hard time understanding this, but it's like, think of this: the state of Washington is twice the size of the state of Tennessee, has the same population, I say twice the size, it may be like 2.5 times. It's the smallest western state. It is, I think, like 30, maybe 30 counties. Tennessee has 95 counties. For me to go from my house to my in-laws' house is a 20 minute, 20 mile. We're 20 miles away. I think we're 18 miles away. We're 18 miles away. In those 18 miles, I go through 5 different jurisdictions for police. Now think about that. That means 5 times I can be pulled over for a broken headlight. Think about that. Is that not just crazy? So, but the western states, they have these huge counties. And so, anyway, when they say like every county has to have equal protection on the east, that means a lot because there's a lot of little counties. And, it's not like just one or two. I mean, if our counties were the size of like Nevada's counties, we'd have 3 in Tennessee. So it's not like you're having, this is how the whole county works. It's very easy to have like a little Podunk County that has, I mean, like, was Moore County, where Lynchburg, Tennessee is. I think it's like, 7,000 people live there. So it's easy to manipulate like some of these small places and off the beaten path places. Let's see here. Other Pennsylvania County Board of Elections. Defendants have acted and will continue to act under current state law. Okay, so right here, it's asking them to obey the law. Count 3. Violation of electors and election clauses. Oh my gosh. Let's see, we talked about this earlier. And it's just going over it again by the legislature of states. This one, okay, I've not seen anything like this before, and I really, 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 really do appreciate this, and I really hope this wins. This one winning is on such a big scale. Like, it will have a ripple effect outside of this case because defendants, as a member of the governor's executive board and county board of elections, are not part of the General Assembly and cannot exercise legislative power. That's going to have an effect on these Corona 19 shutdowns. The power is limited to taking care that the laws be faithfully executed. You know what? I'm going to star this section because I want to come back and look at that for later. Mess things up with. Let's see. We're on count 4. Denial of equal protection, disparate treatment of absentee. Oh my gosh. I feel like we've covered all that on these things. So they're really getting in here. So you got 4 cause of actions now. This is one of the biggest lawsuits of our time. Well, hold on, where'd count 5 go? There's 6. Count 5, violation of electors. Oh my gosh. Violations of the elections clause. This may be what it all comes down to. Each state shall appoint in such manner, by their main right, a number of electors for president. Such a manner as the legislature thereof may direct. There you go. It's that times as a manner of holding elections. Percentage should be prescribed by each legislature is the representative body. So it's all about the legislature. Oh man. Count 6. Denial of due process Despair. Oh my gosh. So these, y'all. I mean, this is going to take a long time to go into. For like 6 and 7 violation of electors and election clause, these are heavy, heavy topics, and I had no idea. I'll tell you, I just think on the first couple ones they've got this. They've got great arguments. It'll be unbelievable what happens of it. I mean, I'm floored. I'm absolutely floored. This is an amazing lawsuit. I can tell you this right now. Anything that anybody says that the attorneys don't like Trump or that he doesn't have a chance, they're wrong. They're absolutely wrong. And this is taking me aback, and I'm going to have to go back and look at this. I'll do hopefully a follow up and a shorter version here, but wow. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just at a loss. Those last 3 or 4 ones got me where I've really got to go hit the books and kind of shore some things up that I don't know off the top of my head. And anyway, dude, it's another day in clown world. It's another day in clown world, and I kind of like it. It's weird and it messes you up mentally, but I kind of like it. So until next time, guys, peace, love, be good to each other, and don't smoke dope because we're already high.